Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and I'm here today for Hip Kit Club. I'm making a layout for Mixed Media Monday and I have the April kits to play with. So I have the main kit, the pocket life kit, the embellishment kit and the colour kit too. And I'm focusing today on a technique using the watercolours inks that were in the colour kit. So I was really inspired by the lemons paper. So I have hand drawn myself a lemon. Took a few attempts, as you can see there. It's a bit of a mess. That's why I didn't do it directly onto my layout. So I hand drew it, very rough pencil sketch, and now I'm just cutting it out. I did it onto a piece of plain scrap paper, and now my plan is to draw it directly onto my layout and then to paint it, but it doesn't quite go according to plan. So you'll see what I do in a bit. So yeah, really, I wanted the watercolour to have a rough pencil sketch outline. So even though I drew my rough shape and then cut it out to use as a template, I still wanted to have the pencil lines showing. So I've left them and I wanted them to look realistic. I wanted it to look realistic and kind of sketchy. So I've used my pencil to go over it several times to draw the outline. So you can see that there's my lemon. I now have some plain water, so clean, brand new water. My mason jar was full of purple painty liquid stuff from a previous project. So I had to empty that, clean it out, and start with completely clear, clean water. And I have just flooded the inside of my lemon with water. And now can you see how I've just dipped the paintbrush in the yellow ink and dipped it onto the water in my layout, and it floods, the colour absolutely floods through the whole place where I've just put water. So this is a great watercolour technique. Now I do not profess to be any kind of expert at watercolours in the slightest. I'm really not, but I do know about this little technique and how cool it is, the way that you draw with the water first, and then when you touch your colour to it, it absolutely floods with colour. So my lemon is still pretty wet, and I'm just adding more and more colour, and then I'm hoping that it will spread, but when it doesn't, I could just add a bit more plain water, and then I can move the colour around a bit easier. The water obviously dries as soon as it goes onto the layout or starts to dry, so therefore I need to keep applying water to be able to spread the colour around. So this yellow colour that's in the colour kit, it's Art Philosophy by Prima and is concentrated watercolour. So it comes with a little dropper bottle, but I thought I would use my paintbrush instead, so that's what I did. The yellow is called Honey, and it really is quite kind of a honey colour. It's not a bright yellow like a daffodil, it's darker than that, which is really lovely. It goes really well with the lemons, and if you use it very concentrated, it is quite dark, but obviously you can see the different shades I got just by using the one colour on the lemon there. So just doing the leaves, doing exactly the same effect. I flooded my 2 leaves with green first, and then I touched my paintbrush to the green ink, watercolour, which is called Lucky, and then I kept the dark area over to the bottom edges of the leaves, and then let it flood, and then I moved the colour around again with the water and the paintbrush too. So I'm now trying to make like a brownie colour to go for my little stalk. So I figured that I would mix all 3 colours together to see if they would make a muddy colour, which they kind of did. So I was mostly the pink and the green and a bit of yellow as well, and all together that kind of made a nice brownish greeny brown colour, which worked quite well for my little tiny stem there. So that is my lemon pretty much done in terms of the watercolour. I'm now taking my small amount of the brown paint and I'm mixing it with some texture paste. So this is just a texture paste that I've got in my stash. It's by Shimmers, and I've just added small amount of texture paste to that paint, and I've just dabbed in another little bit of yellow as well. I wanted a dark yellow browny colour to put some texture on the lemon itself. So you can see my dark side is over on the left, and that's where I want to put my texture. So I've just used the stencil that came in this month's kit, in the colour kit, to add dots around the lemon on that side. So yeah, it looks really good actually. It does actually resemble a lemon. I'm quite pleased with how it looks. It actually doesn't look as good on screen as it does in real life, so sorry about that, but yeah, it looks like a bit of a funny shape there. Maybe it's okay. But on my layout it looks alright. I'm quite happy with it. So while that's drying, I'm just going to spend a bit of time fussy cutting out some lemons. So I really loved this paper by Cartabella Summer Market, and I thought I would fussy cut a whole bunch of those to use on my layout. So these photos that I'm going to use, you can see them there, they are about making pancakes. So even though most people see lemons, they make lemonade, we don't do that, we make pancakes. And we have lemon and sugar on our pancakes, so that's why the lemon works really well with this little story. So I've actually cut out my lemon. I had planned to use it on the background, but I did manage to get some ink on my background, and my page had warped quite a bit too. So I decided that cutting it out would mean it would be a large embellishment that I could move around my layout really easily. So that's what I decided to do. I cut it out, and then I have pulled a piece of that beautiful gingham yellow print. That's a really lovely pattern. I love it so much. And I have torn it down across the middle, well actually mostly towards the bottom, in a kind of diagonal effect. And I've trimmed some white cardstock down to 11.5 inches square, and I'm going to mount that whole piece with the yellow on as well onto a piece of Pebbles Hey Hello paper. So that's blue one you can see in the background, it's got the eggs and the nests on it. The other side has birds and flowers on it. So I'm going to go, actually first of all think about this side. I just love that colour combination together, the light kind of minty blue together with the yellow is a really lovely colour combination. But the nest side was very blue and it was just slightly too strong. So the other side that I've got now, you can see the birds and the flowers, that was a nice subtle introduction of that colour to this layout. So that's going to be my border. I've cut the middle out, and I'm just going to stick my background directly onto that border there, keeping the middle free, because then I can use that other piece of paper that I've cut out on another layout. So my lemon's going to sit on my layout like this, and just going to put my photos overlapping the lemon and the pattern paper as well. I've chosen a couple of journaling cards to mount my photos on, so they are from the Pocket Life kit, and I'm just distressing the edges of those. I love having the journaling cards, extras, and something I really couldn't be without them. I mount all my photos almost on the Pocket Life cards. I'm fussy cutting the elements out of them sometimes, but this occasion I've just put them directly onto the cards. I'm going to get those stuck in place straight away. I'm happy with where they're going to go, and then I can start adding my embellishments around them too. Actually, I think I did cut out one of the elements from journaling cards. So the one on the right that mounts the right hand photo was a longer journaling card, so I have chopped that down and I've used the watering can with flowers in it to fussy cut, and that is going to the left of the left photo in the corner. So that journaling card really did get used. It mounted my photo, and also I have the little flower pot embellishment too. Okay, so I have this tag, that's from one of the journaling cards which I cut out, and I'm just tying some twine, or some gold thread actually, around the hole, and that's going to be tucked under one of my photos. I've positioned all the lemons that I fussy cut earlier around my photos. I'm not going to use all of them. I had a few too many, and I really like the ones with the leaves on rather than the ones that don't have leaves. So I have left the ones with no leaves over to the left hand side, and have kept all the ones with leaves on my layout. So this little label here from the Cartabella Summer Market sticker sheet says freshly squeezed lemonade, and even though we're not making lemonade, it still kind of works because of the right colours. And I'm just now just getting all my lemons stuck in place. So I really try to have words with myself sometimes, because I tend to layer up all of my layers and embellishments and have stuck nothing down. And then it's a real barrier then to carrying on with the layout, because you can't do any more until you've stuck it. So you either kind of give up or carry on adding little bits and pieces, but eventually you have to stop and start sticking. So I'm trying to not embellish too much until the majority of my, certainly my base layers are stuck in place. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting my lemon stuck down, my photos are stuck down, I'm adding all the other lemons around the outside and the flower pot embellishment too. So now I can really start adding to this without worrying about getting everything stuck down. So I'm looking for a title now, and I want to use a really long title, When Life Gives You Lemons, Make Pancakes. But that's super long, and the thickers that we had this month are the shiny silver ones, which are fabulous, but a little bit too big, and the pink ones. And the pink ones really didn't go with this layout because I don't have much pink on here at all. It's mostly yellow and blue and green, so they didn't really work. So I decided to reach back to last month's kit, so that's the March kit, and use the Amy Tangerine thickers that came in. They're quite small and they have white ones and blue ones in the same pack. So I've picked out all the white ones and I've written around my lemon, When Life Gives, and then at the underneath I start again with you. And then I'm using the silver thickers that came in the April kits to write the word lemons. And then I'm adding a little comma after lemons, and then make pancakes. Now make I'm putting in the white thickers again, and the word pancakes I'm going for in the silver. So yeah, just unfortunately I just couldn't make the pink thickers work this time. They were just slightly too large. I really love them, and I used them in my previous layout that I've made using this kit, and I use them on other ones as well. But for this layout in particular, I just couldn't quite make them work. So I've gone back a kit and used the white thickers from the March kit instead. Although the silver ones, where I have used them on here, look absolutely fab. So they are really cool. They're kind of like an iridescent foil. You can really see all different colours when you shine them in the light. Okay, so almost like kind of getting there now really. So just wanting to add stickers and embellishments now. So I'm going through my Cartabella sticker sheet. There's a few of them. So we have the 12 by 12 stickers. We also have puffy stickers, and we have some other things as well. So I've just been getting chipboard. I don't think I use the chipboard, but I'm just going through and pulling out some bits that work. And I also wanted to add in one of those lovely gold bows. They're from the Sweet Story collection. I really love those. I love bows anyway. They're fab, and these are really nice pop of gold added to the layout there. So still carrying on with the Cartabella stickers and things, just added a few of those in there, mostly florals. And I did actually introduce some other colours, so I brought in some of the reds and the pinks here as well, although it doesn't overpower. I also added a large border sticker along the bottom. That's from the Cartabella sticker sheet. And just added a bit of grounding to the layout that I felt that it needed along that bottom edge. So just stuck that along there. And I am just adding some labels. So I have one that says sweet, that's from the ephemera. I have one that says lovely day, that's from the stickers. And now I'm adding some twiddles of gold thread, just poking those in behind my embellishments. Okay, so I'm now just making sure my photos are stuck completely in place. I do tend to not stick the top edges of my photos and forget about them. So I'm just getting those stuck down. I'm now going to add some splatters, just using the yellow colour from the Art Philosophy watercolors that came in the April colour kit. So I'm using the honey colour. Just adding some splatters along the bottom, not too many. I decided not to use the splatters in the white space just because I didn't want to overpower the lemon. So I've just added them onto the gingham, and you can't really see them on the video, but in real life you can see a nice few splatters that mimics the curve of the lemon. I'm just adding my journaling in place now, just writing a little bit along the bottom edge of that sticker. And then I ran out of room to finish my journaling, so I had to cut a small piece of white cardstock to stick over the sticker, because I couldn't write on the sticker because it was too shiny and the ink just wiped straight off. So I just had to stick a little piece of white card on there, and that worked. And I still couldn't fit in my date, so I had to add that to my lemon. Okay, that is me done. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this layout and the watercolour technique that I had a go at. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get various benefits. So you get the main kit at a reduced price, you get a 15% discount on all add-on kits, and you get access to exclusive cut files. So lots of good reasons there to subscribe. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today for Mixed Media Monday. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.